Welcome back to the channel. Good morning, everybody. It's 6:18 in the a.m. Pacific time. Hopefully you're having a great day. You're having a great time wherever you are. If you're asleep, then keep sleeping, but it's almost time to wake up. In today's video, we are going to be challenging conventional wisdom a little bit, and I'll be providing some tips for those of you who want some tips, suggestions on the range if you are new to armed private security. I also realize that there's probably like 10% of gun owners, gun enthusiasts that are subscribed to this channel. Today's topic also might answer some uncertainty out there about firearms. Anyhow, today I probably won't have time to go over the comments. If you would like to leave a comment, I appreciate it, guys, especially if you're in the live feed. Also, feel free to comment in the regular comment section box below. Without further ado, let's begin. So you're probably looking at the thumbnail. It says something to the effect of armed private security tips for the range. Don't practice reloads, right? Don't practice reloads, don't practice them. Well, Sean, that challenges conventional wisdom. So I like to say this. I do teach some courses throughout the year, instructor level courses, shooter development courses, not on a full-time basis, but I do regularly teach out there, and I rarely teach reloads. It's covered in the class, but I rarely teach them. And why is that? Well, first, if you fail to do what you're supposed to do, then you're going to have to reload. I'll say that again. If you fail to do what you're supposed to do, then you're going to have to reload. So, for example, I don't mean to second guess the actions and skills of these two officers that lost their life in Wisconsin. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. It was Cameron, city of Cameron, Wisconsin. You have two deputy sheriffs, I believe, that see a wanted person. This person is wanted for child support and has been known to provide threats to law enforcement and government officials, and those are deadly threats. So they pull him over, and I guess it's kind of like a felony hot stop, car stop, but it really isn't, where they give this person orders. Anyhow, nobody has their gun out. The first officer is hit right in the head, and she is found with her own handgun. I think it was a Glock 45. It was seen right between her legs. So she was outside of her patrol vehicle giving this guy commands. She was found dead with her gun found between her legs. The second officer on scene shows up, no gun on hand, sees this guy with this AR platform, doesn't even engage him. He retreats to a position that he believes is advantage or cover. When he reemerges, they exchange gunfire, and the second officer's marksmanship abilities is really, really lacking. And out of the 7-8 rounds, he lands one, yes, in the femoral artery. I don't even want to say that's intentional. Anyhow, he induces possibly his own malfunction. During the gunfight, he hits the slide stop, which we find later. His Glock 22 is on the ground in the grassy area. The slide back, no round in the chamber, and the magazine still inserted. I don't know if it was properly inserted. I don't know, but when you're firing, if you got a chance to fire 7-8 rounds, there's a good possibility that it was fully inserted. I read the coroner's report, and I'm sorry, the coroner's report. I skimmed over the 990-page district attorney investigation. I spent about 5 hours reading over the incident, reading over the investigation, looking over photos, and we still don't know whether there was any type of manufacturer-induced malfunction. I mean, it had to be operator. One of the reasons why your gun would be in that condition, the second condition is, other than you hitting the slide stop, the other reason would be that you failed to properly insert the magazine. I just don't think that's the case. So they find him deceased, and his handgun's right next to him. The suspect eventually is seen over him and unloading a fury of bullets. What we fail to recognize is this officer's skills when it comes to marksmanship was lacking. You can actually see him trying to fix his own malfunction, but honestly, I don't know if that would save his life if he fixed that malfunction. I think there's a possibility, and I think this officer had chance. I'm sorry, he had mere luck that was backing him up. That was backing the shots, which you don't want. Hold on, guys, got a little traffic jam. If he reloaded, I mean, would that even resolve the issue? I don't think so, because he's not getting accurate hits on target. He still had about 7 or 8 rounds in his magazine left. Guys, if your marksmanship ability is lacking, there's no sense of even reloading. Once again, when you reload, in my opinion, you fail to do something that you're supposed to do. Oh my goodness. If you guys saw this, there's like 500 sheep that are in the middle of the road. You cannot make this stuff up. Oh my gosh, man, this is insane. Hold on. What's up, Mike? And the security body camera. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so I often see on YouTube and social media, there's these guys teaching these drills. You know, you shoot once, slide locks to the rear, you shoot again, and then you do this like 20 times. In my opinion, this skill set should be added on after your marksmanship ability is up to par. If you can hit what you aim at intentionally and with purpose, then you go on to the next skill, which might be reloading. Also, you often hear on the range that after your course of fire, after you shoot, after you complete an iteration, the range master or the firearm instructor will say, scan, assess, and holster. So basically what you're doing is you're looking to the left, right? And then you're looking to the right. And you're basically looking for additional threats. I look to the left, I look to the right. And then I put the gun back in the holster. Guys, again, this is something that you should be learning, right? Situation awareness, but let's practice this after you master your marksmanship. Malfunctions. Most malfunctions are either operator induced or they're induced by the magazine. And once again, if you fail to properly gun handle, then you are going to have to fix a malfunction. So yes, I do think that it's very important to practice fixing malfunctions, but on the same token, get to the malfunctions after you master your marksmanship abilities. Okay? These are individual skill sets that everybody should learn to master. Now, if you're new to firearms, let's say you're going to take your state exam, right? I'm sorry, your state permit class. Sean, how can I prepare? So if you're California, guys, there's not enough range time. There's not enough practice time in the state of California to be proficient. Taking that 2-day firearms permit course, it doesn't create a proficient shooter out of you. Now, I know that in Florida, I think their course is like 32 hours. Maybe those guys are a little bit more proficient than the Californian guys. But honestly, 2 days, it's just not enough. So what I encourage you guys to do is go to a range. If you're given 1,000 rounds and you cannot maintain grip, you can't maintain consistency, your 1,000 rounds is just a waste of money, because all you're doing is perfecting your imperfect technique. You're perfecting your deficiencies, which doesn't make any sense at all. So I think that if you want to be a proficient shooter, take a class by a competent firearm instructor. NRA instructors, right? I think the NRA program is great, but I've been searching some of the instructors out there that teach. They're basically NRA counselors, right? And I've been seeing some of these instructors, and I've been seeing that they offer the NRA instructor course, maybe pistol, shotgun, or rifle. These instructors aren't even, I don't want to say proficient. I want to say that these instructors are not even competent in what they're teaching, yet they're training instructors. I see them all the time on Instagram. So do you. I could spot the differences of mediocrity a lot better now, since I have been training a lot more in the last 3 years. I've been training on my own. I've been training with professional organizations, so I could spot these deficiencies a lot better than before. But for most people, that you just don't know the difference. Make sure that you find competent firearm instructors out there that will train you. Take a 4-hour class, take an 8-hour class. I don't always think that that the more time and the more bullets you put into the class doesn't create a better shooter out of you. I just don't believe that, because if you have a crappy substandard firearm instructor that teaches a 40-hour class, I think you wasted your money for 40 hours. That's number one. Number two, I think that this instructor has trained you incompetently for 40 hours. You're just going to basically a diploma or a paper mill. Round count, I've been to classes where it's 500 rounds a class. Actually, no. I take that back. About 350 rounds a class. I get more out of a competent instructor shooting 100 rounds or 50 rounds than going to an incompetent instructor and just blowing away 350 rounds. Okay? So that's all I got today, guys. If you're just chiming in and you're wondering about the thumbnail, that I don't encourage you to practice reloads, you have to listen to the context of today's video. You gotta listen to the whole thing. I want to reiterate, you should practice reloading. You should. But that's after you master your marksmanship abilities. Then you practice reloading. That's all I got. Looking forward to the content, guys. Looking forward to your comments. Take care, everybody.